Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the state of New Mexico. New property in Highland Meadows out in Valencia County. This is the last of our many properties that we have acquired out there in the subdivision. That being said, this one is in a particular spot within the subdivision. We've had two other properties in this region. Both have sold, and this little area tends to get a lot of attention because it has some interesting features. So journey with me, won't you, throughout this video to learn more about this property. Here we go. This one is VLNM 2127D, like David, located as noted in Valencia County in, as noted, the Highland Meadows subdivision. It's 2.5 acres. That's a combination of two adjacent 1.25 acre lots. And as you saw up top here, this one is priced like our other 2.5 acre lot, at $2,700. If we bring it up on a map, I'll show you guys exactly where it is. We can talk a little bit more about this. So come down here on the listing page. As with all of our listing pages, there are GPS coordinates. Click them, and up on the map, it shall appear. So first off, let's pull back, talk about where this is in Planet, New Mexico, and then we'll get into some specifics. Albuquerque's up here in the north central part of the state. This specific property sits over here in tail end of Valencia County, where Valencia meets Cibola. If we right-click and measure distance and do one of these, you can see that this is roughly about 30 minutes as the crow flies, 30 miles, 30 minutes as the crow flies. Of course, you are right off the I-40 over here, taking you into nearby Albuquerque. The 40 is easily a 75, 80 mile an hour drive that you're going to be doing, so you could probably cover this in less than 30 minutes, probably closer to 20 or 25. But the point being is in very close proximity to this thriving metropolis over here. So perhaps you work over here, you come live out here, something like that. You're looking for a more private spot. You're getting sick of rising rents. You're getting sick of neighbors, things like that. You want more privacy. You want more seclusion. This is a good spot for it, particularly if you're going to continue to work and commute back and forth to Albuquerque. The same goes for Los Lunas down here, which is another major city within New Mexico, which sits equidistant, really. Both of them are equidistant from the property. It should also be noted that, of course, anything you find in Los Lunas, you're going to be able to find in Albuquerque. But, of course, these two places, unlike much of the rest of the state, you're going to have access to, more concerts, more sporting events, more sort of dining, shopping, nightlife options, etc. It should be noted that when we get out here and we start talking about supplies and groceries and things like that, the nearby town of Mesita is roughly about 10 minutes northwest of the property. That being said, Mesita is a very small town. You'll get a grocery store out there. You'll get, a couple little restaurants, things like that. For real supply runs, you're probably going to be going into either one of the major cities that we just mentioned. It should be noted that the 6 down here, property sits very close to both. The 6 is a very picturesque drive through the mesas and the hillsides out here to get into Los Lunas, and right as you come in off the highway, you've got the Walmart Supercenter over here. So very easily that can get you back and forth out to there and get you all the groceries and supplies you need, stock up for a week or two, and then go back out, etc. So, as noted, we have listed about a bajillion properties out here in this subdivision, and I have talked about this in countless videos before, but we're going to do it again. The Highland Meadows subdivision is all of this cutout area that you are seeing right here. It breaks down into two distinct sections. The first is the northern section up here, which, as you can see, has more population. It has more population because there are more utilities out here. There's no city utilities, but there's certainly paved roads, and there's power up and down every road, which is why you have so many home sites out here. And I say home sites because most of these are mobile homes with permanent foundations. Now then you've got the southern portion of the Highland Meadows sub, which is this cutout area here. Fewer paved roads, fewer utilities. That being said, if you zoom in here on the map, you're going to see a number of homes in different sort of clusters throughout the region. Those areas all obviously have power, and then you'll find areas like, say, this that don't have as much. Point being, it's not as dense as it is up here, but it can be found in this region. Anyway, this property specifically sits closer to the northern part of the subdivision, but it sits in this interesting little place right here off of Highway 6, which is this area right here. Now, let me just go to map view and show you guys. If we zoom in on this, you will see the two adjacent lots that are selling, the acre and a quarter lots that are selling, are this one and this one right here. So it's 1 and 2. These are the two properties. And as noted, Highway 6 sort of acts as frontage to these properties. Now, just very quickly, let me say this. You've got the Highland Meadows Volunteer Fire Department right here. So as noted, if you ever need them, they're just right down the street. So that's a nice feature with this. Getting back to this specific lot and into access, if we take the little guy here and we put him on the highway right here, and we show you what this road looks like, you're going to see a couple things. So Number one, subject properties over here on this side. You will notice there is fencing along the road. This is put up by the county. That being said, there are home fronts over here on this portion of the road that, the county had fencing up, and they were able to negotiate some sort of, having the thing cut, basically, so they could get from here to their property. That being said, the property does have legal access. I'll show you guys where that's at. There may be a legal access point up here. I'm not aware of one, but if you zoom down here on the highway, you will see, hang on, it's here somewhere. Yes, there it is. You will see this entrance right here. And if we bring the little man back down on the map, put him here. Number one, you're going to see two interesting things. The first is you have underground utilities in this region. I'll get back to those in just a second. But the second interesting thing here is that this is the access to all of the lots, the legal access, to all of the lots that sit, between the train tracks out here and between Highway 6 over here. So if one were going to access that property on, for instance, a scout, if you just want to go out and take a look at it, you can obviously see it from the highway. If you could find it with the GPS coordinates, you can see it from the highway. But if you actually want to go walk the land to get a sense of the terrain, easiest way is to come down here and then just sort of drive your way back up this way. Again, there's a legal easement back there, so that's perfectly acceptable. You're not crossing anybody else's property, and you can get out to that parcel of land. Now, the thing that I want to mention here with the underground utilities, so as noted, we've sold two other properties that are in this basic area, and these underground utilities are sort of up and down this road right here. Now, of course, they're up and down that road because, hang on, because if you look, there's people living right across the street, and as noted earlier, you've got this dense cluster of homes, you've got more utilities out here. So it goes without saying that there are underground utilities in this region, and they seem to go as far as sitting along the 6. How close or far are they from the subject property? That, I believe they're about a half mile, roughly. I think that was the closest one we were able to locate. But point being, there are underground utilities servicing this region. Now, of course, PNM is the local power company out there. So that merits a call to PNM in advance. Hey, I'm looking to buy some land. You've got some underground utilities out there. I was wondering if they, can be extended out to my property. What's something like that going to cost? So on and so forth. But the point here is that it is a very real possibility in this area. Now, instead of showing you the map, let me go down to the photo gallery here. As with all of our properties, of course, we get photos taken from the property itself, which look a hell of a lot better than Google Maps. Whatever the case, you can see what I was just showing you here, which is number one, Highway 6. Number 2, you've got the barbed wire fence here, or the fencing, or whatever it is across the way. Again, this is a call to the county. This is a call that, hey, I own some land. You guys have got some fencing up alongside it. It keeps me from sort of accessing the 6. I'd like to kind of build a little driveway out to it, so I don't have to go all the way down the street to get to my land. Can you guys help me with that? The answer will most likely be yes. It may take them a while to say yes. It may take them a while to get out there and do something, but the point is they will usually work with you on that. Now, the other notable thing about this property is it has a little bit of slope to it, so you might have some nice hillside views with it. You can kind of see it there. Most of the land within this subdivision, as I have commented in numerous videos, is flat, very easy to build on, easy to park, whatever mobile home or an RV or something like that on. This one might require a little bit of grading, a little bit of landscaping work, but I think the trade-off here is that you're going to be up just a scooch higher. You're going to have some nicer views, and of course you've got the Mesa Redonda off in the background. It's a picturesque region, as you can see from the photos here, but those mesas out there are nice for exploring, trails that you can go hiking out there, etc. Just want to point out, we've got a giant cell tower out here very close to the properties. Every time my photographer is out there, he comments on how exceptional the cell service is in this region. So however rural you may find this area to be, it surprisingly has very good cell reception. So that's a nice thing to note. Anyway, if you go through the rest of the photos, you'll get an excellent sense of the property, the terrain, the surroundings, and you can see, exactly the region that surrounds this. Now, I should also mention, I think one of the other selling points of this property is that, I don't know, you can buy the land, you could put a billboard on it, you can advertise your business. If your business is nearby Los Lunas or, wherever exactly, or Mesita, putting something on there on a highway like the 6, adjacent to a highway like the 6, you get so much traffic that goes up and down there. Most likely it's a good spot to advertise, I would think. These are the aforementioned Mesa Redonda out here, where of course you can go exploring. It's a beautiful, really picturesque region that you can get kind of a sense of from the photos. Anyway, I will let you guys explore this more on your own time. A couple things I want to point out to you here in the in the table of information that we have up here. First of all, under zoning, this property is zoned as an outland district. If you go to the Valencia County zoning ordinance, rural residential 1 is the closest thing you'll find to outland district. But if you click on this PDF, it's going to take you here, which will bring this up, and you can read through this and get a sense of, it's very boring, of course, it's very boring, but you can get a sense of, what is and is not allowed out there. One thing I want to point out to you guys at the bottom of page 2 here, recreational vehicles, RVs, shall not be used as primary residences in any RR district. Now, because I get so many questions about this, I will tell you, if you're going to build anything and you have a building permit, the county very much anticipates that, okay, while you're building permanent structure, you need temporary structure to live out of. That's not what this is. They expect if you're going to, need an RV to live out of for 6 or 12 months or whatever, then that's fine. This is, hey, don't park your RV on a property and make it look junky and bring down the property values for the neighbors, however high those may be, I don't know. But the point is they don't want eyesores. They don't want you leaving, dead vehicles out in the middle of the region, such as RVs. So just something to keep in mind. Now, is anyone enforcing that? I don't know, but that's the official thing right here from the county. Anyway, you can read through the rest of these. A lot of these are fairly logical. They have to do with, rubbish disposal, noise problems, things like that. But all of it's, fairly logical. And if you have any questions more specific than what's addressed in here, we highly encourage you guys, come down here under county contact information, call Valencia County Planning and Zoning. Say, hey, I'm looking to buy some property out in Highland Meadows. I'm looking to do X, Y, and Z. Can I do it? And, typically the answer is it's not really a no. It's more like a yes with the proper permits. And those proper permits might cost some amount of money. So it's a good thing to investigate in advance. Also, another link that we have down here is the Office of the State Engineer. Of course, if you're going to drill a well on this property, whenever I see a residential area like this, I assume the water table is fairly accessible, fairly affordable to access. And it's the kind of thing where if you've got that many people living out here, we presume they're not all millionaires. So if each one of them or every other one of them has a well, and some of them have shared wells, something like that, water table is probably pretty accessible. That being said, my speculation aside, I always encourage buyers, call local well drillers, call vendors who actually do this sort of thing for a living, and talk to them about land in this region. How deep is the water table? How far down are we going to have to drill? What's the price per foot of drilling that I'm going to have to pay? So on and so forth. That being said, the Office of the State Engineer are the people who deal with the permitting for wells, permitting of water rights in the state for residential properties like this. So invariably, you're going to have to deal with them eventually. This is an excellent website on which to do some resource. They, of course, also, if you really want to dig on this website, you can find logs of wells in this area and what various depths they are drilled to. And then, of course, we also have P&M, as mentioned earlier, P&M, local utility. Click on that link. It's going to take you to their website, and you can talk to them about the cost of getting power extended out to the property, whether that's, power poles being taken out to the property or taking advantage of the underground utilities, which seem present within the area. Finally, just want to mention one more thing, guys. However rural this property may seem, it is very close to the Route 66 Casino Hotel. Now, if I were showing you this on a map, I would say that it is right over, ba-boom, right here, not too far from the property. So even though you're a little bit in the middle of nowhere, you do have easy access over here to this place where you can go to the movie theaters, you could go gambling, you could go to the various restaurants that they have out there. They've got, why don't we go to their website? They've got the buffet out there, they got a steakhouse, they got a sports bar, things like that. It's a reasonable establishment, small establishment, but they do have some activities out there. So if you do feel like you're in the middle of nowhere with nothing to do, that's not the case. Also, they do have an RV campground out there. So if you are RVing on the property and you want to take it, out of there for a while, you'll be able to take it here, park it here for the night, go get a room, something like that, or just stay in the RV overnight, I suppose. But point being, it's close by. Anyway, if you guys are intrigued by this property, if you're interested in purchasing this property, just come up here, click the Buy Now button. We'll take you to secure checkout. We'll ask you for a couple pieces of information that we need. Legal name for deed is one of them. Tax address is another. Where's Valencia County going to send the annual tax statement? Once you click the terms of service here, click the next button. On the next page, we're going to ask you for credit or debit card information. Once you enter that, once you give us money, as far as we are concerned, you are now the new owner of the property. We own all the properties that are listed here on the website. We're not realtors. We don't list other people's land. So once you give us money, as far as we're concerned, it is yours to do with as you please. So go out there and knock yourself out. Begin building, camping, doing whatever it is that you're doing. It should also be noted that this property is closed on through New Mexico Land and Titles. This is one that we have title insurance on. It's one we're going to be providing a warranty deed for you with. And yeah, and by the way, the process of buying, guys, after you give us the money, within 24 hours, we're going to have a deed to you in an email. Once you approve it, it's going to be autographed, notarized, and mailed off to the county to be recorded. County will record it, and then they will forward it on to you, and you'll have that in your hands in about 3 weeks' time. If in those 3 weeks you want to order a survey or something, you want to get that process going, you probably can. That being said, the surveyor will usually ask you for some proof that you own the land. But the fact you're ordering a survey to be done on a property probably means you're the owner. But if you do need further proof, of course, just contact our office and we could talk to the surveyors for you. We recently had to do that with one of our customers. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. The very last of our Highlands Meadows videos. I appreciate you sitting with me through all of these that I have done. And we'll see you in the next one of these riveting videos. Bye-bye, guys.